respected Chairman Person G, thank you so much your invitation. Mr. Rishiji, thank you so much being my committee of panelists. All the Adhyakshaka of the lab school, I will not go by name, the CEO of the lab school and all the team members, all the delegates, the CEOs from all the SACCOS, and especially our access brand SACCOS. Namaste to everyone. Honestly, Ms. Lenny and me has a favorite. I'm very much biased to Nepal. If somebody asks, what is your best country? We say Nepal. It's not because of your hat given to me, Rita. It's not that easy to be in Nepal because it has to maintain properly. You have been grown very fast, our eyes. It's coincidentally, Mr. Rishi is here, he will tell. Mr. Rishi is here. The time I come to 1993, conduct the training program in Dulikhel, sitting in the floor, I was amazing to come to Nepal, go story, and they bring to me to the airport here. There was one gentleman, Sri Ram Shestra, he passed away, I'm sure, he rest of peace, he's a good man. And he bring it to, and we conducted that time USC, Canada, people who do not know, that's the time how the Nepal curriculum is complete. Today I have a given task for you, to me to talk, very crucial topic. It's given to me the international best practices in CUs and the needs for credit unions, law. Let me start with this your experience. Anyone here more than 20 years SACCOS position, please raise your hand. More than 20 years experienced people, please raise your hand. Please count somebody else. Nearly 20 years credit union, nearly around 20 people, something. Less than 5 years credit unions, please raise your hand. Less than 5 years. Okay, you are the youngest people. This is a big dilemma questions you are asking last 3 days, couple of days. I tried to take to that survey. Please, you can raise your hand only one time. Who feel that we are under-regulated? Please raise your hand. If you feel maybe Ranjit, I need to have your help to translate, but why don't you translate only for Mr. Elisa? Who feel we are under-regulated? Please raise your hand. Only 2 people feel that. Under-regulated meaning our regulatory framework is not enough to build our cooperative. This is called under-regulated.
हामीलाई नियमन पुगेको छैन कतिजनालाई लागेको छ हामीलाई नियमन पुगेको छैन
Okay, I can see now nearly 10 who feel we are over-regulated, who feel that we are over-regulated, we cannot do anything, we have always regulators coming, you do this, you do this, you do this, do this. Over-regulated.
चाहेको भन्दा बढी नियमन भयो कसलाई महसुस भएको छ अनुभव भएको छ हामीलाई चाहेको भन्दा बढी नियमन भयो कृपया हात उठाइदिनु होला
No one here. Okay, my next question. Who feel we are not regulated at all? Please raise your hand.
कति पनि नियमन भएको छैन हामी कतिलाई लागेको छ कति पनि नियमनकारी निकायबाट नियमन भएकै छैन
Very good. Raise your hand. I am in that state. I am in that boat. I see, I'm sure there are cooperative department officers are here. You are registered cooperative, but you are not regulated. There are prudential standards are given, but no one come and do the monitoring and supervision. How do you translate it, Ranjit?
It's very difficult.
It's not difficult, it's very simple.
हाम्रो नसामा जे चिज बहन्छ डिएनए भनेको अब साइन्टिफिक नेम डिअक्सिराइबोन्युक्लिक एसिड भनिन्छ हैन साइन्स पढ्नेलाई त्यो हाम्रो नसामा के चिज बहन्छ
What is our cooperative DNA?
हाम्रो सहकारीको डिएनए के हो
Say again. I am hearing very well. Member satisfaction. Can you put a proper verb? We are in the business with the social responsibility. We are in a business with the social responsibility. Now you will ask this question. Today I just calculated and asked, please correct me, Mr. Prakash. NAPSCO is a $20 billion asset. Is it correct? Whole network. Is it clear? Now I will ask one question. Out of here in this room, at least 10 billion in your hand. Whose money? You are very enjoying. Very good food. Very good selfie. Enjoying. But today, at least last 2 years, 200 SACCOS was collapsed. Member could not get money. You feel you're guilty? I am not talking only this room. This room is nearly 450 people. I am talking whole network. 20,000 SACCOS. In NAPSCO, nearly 4,000 SACCOS, you are claiming 4 million. And NCBL and another brother, they are 4 millions or 5 million. Altogether you are 8 millions. But still some cooperative people are losing money. Is it true or not? Is it true or not? Okay. Then I will ask, how much really we care our members? That is what I am going to ask you to several questions. I will go ahead with this. My presentation is not very much articulating. It is been there. I've been here nearly 30 years. I might be repeating same thing. Please forgive me. If I am repeating, I'm trying to emphasize so much. At the same time, I try to do some new thinking. Let's see this picture. Anyone can recognize anyone here? Can you recognize? You see? Who can recognize? Who is a speaker there? Now today's speaker there. You can see? I lost how much hair I have, how much beard I have. Why I lost 30 years coming to Nepal and talking within Asia. I am going place to place with Miss Leonard. Before I go into the what is the standards, yesterday Mr. Prakash Kumar, Dr. Prakash Kumar, just right. He is the Deputy Governor. He has presented one slide. Somebody yesterday asking, what is our brand? I think it's called Shestra. Our Krishna Kumar asked the question, maybe somebody else. Please, you are biased and me biased. We always say SACCOS, good, good, good. I captured some points and also I have my own point. Let's see whether it is true or not. What is he saying? These are the emergence challenges for the financial cooperative is a reality check. Lack of effective regulations and supervision or no self-regulation. This is who is the telling, not me. Your central bank deputy governor who was there. This is a public eyes. You cannot deny. Can you deny? No. Let's he said, high risk investment, higher profit, given higher dividends. I have added some more points. Can you say no? This is a reality check. I'm sure you are silenced now. Again, we are saying large number of SACCOS, no visible economic impact to the low-income family and macroeconomy. You can see now, either microfinance saying we are reaching out to the bottom line. Banks say we are reaching for the macroeconomy. Now we are in between nothing. We are not catering in the large economy, and we are not catering even the poorest poor. So that is why we are not significant. You are very successful, no doubt. As a carrier, you have a CEO, very good, and you have an air-conditioned office, especially our Access Bank Corps. You are board of directors, you are very successful, but you are not significant. Success is only yourself. If you achieve your target, if you reach your personal goals, you are success. But if you cannot make any significance to your outreach, your members, you are nothing. You are little similar to the same corps. We are talking 400 people. You have your own office, at least another 5,000 members, 2,000 members. How are you going to care? You can see. Another one is a very important part. He's saying that deviation from the cooperative principle. This is they're asking. Why is the question SACCOS? What is original our DNA? We said business with a social responsibility. Now we look at, this is not my words. Your country highly respected government offices. You can ask other people. Even yesterday night, after 6:30, we had another very good person. He was Mr. Upendra. He is the chairman of the Banking Association. We met. Same public eyes. This is all about it. Another one is lack of liquidity support attracted by the lower liquidity SACCOS. This is another issue. There are so many corps could not take the money back. They have to wait in the line. Another one is a very important word. Spill over the effect from the mainstream financial sector. Maybe Ranjan need to help me to translate. That means you are destroying whole banking norms, destroying the banking sector. That is the kind of words we get it from the central bank. Are you serious on this? That is what yesterday asked. This is how important you have to be. Now you look like we are spoiling our soup. That's kind of language. This is how public eyes. Yesterday somebody asked the questions about what is the brand for the corps. This is not my brand. This is a public eyes of the Nepalese context. You cannot deny it. Why is it happening? Now you to ask the question. You will translate. Ranjan? Can you do that quickly? Otherwise, they will not understand my English. There's not nothing wrong with you. It's a my bad English. You may not be able to understand. Ranjan, just quickly.
सबभन्दा महत्त्वपूर्ण कुरा हामीले हाम्रो बेसलाई हामी लुज गरिरहेका छौँ। हाम्रो धरातलले यथार्थ हाम्रो धरातललाई हामीले छोडिरहेका छौँ। त्यही कारणले हामी चाहिँ बैंक अथवा नियमनकारी निकायबाट अथवा इभन एनआरबी को आँखामा पनि के देख्यो भने स्पिल ओभर इफेक्ट फ्रम मेनस्ट्रिम फाइनान्शियल सेक्टर, वित्तीय क्षेत्रबाट हामी नै स्खलित भइरहेको छौँ कि भन्ने डर चाहिँ हामी आफैले गर्दा पैदा भयो। हाम्रो ब्रान्ड इमेज चाहिँ हाम्रो सदस्यहरूले क्वेशन गर्न थाल्यो भन्ने कुरा महत्त्वपूर्ण भयो। त्यो हामीले भनेको होइन, एनआरबीले भनेको र सदस्यहरूबाट त्यो कुरा उठेको। हामीले हाम्रो धरातली यथार्थबाट हाम्रो सिद्धान्तबाट हामी स्खलित भयौँ वित्तीय कारोबारबाट भन्नु।
थ्याङ्क यू। Okay.
यो अहिले एकदमै महत्त्वपूर्ण कुरा के हो भने सेन्ट्रल ब्याङ्कले हामीलाई के आरोप लगाइराखेको छ या पब्लिक आइजले कसैले भनोस् या नभनोस् अरू मान्छेहरूले के भनिरहेछन् भने हामीले देशको मूल प्रवाहको वित्त प्रणालीलाई बिगारिरहेछौँ भन्ने आरोप लागिरहेछ तर हामी ढुक्कले बसिरहेछौँ। यो चाहिँ सबभन्दा ठुलो क्वेसन हो भन्ने रञ्जित सरको कुरा हो। हामीलाई अरूले के भनिरहेछ भने तिमीहरूले सेन्ट्रल फाइनेन्सियल सिस्टम अथवा मेन स्ट्रिम फाइनेन्सियल सिस्टमलाई तिमीहरूको कारणले बिगारिरहेछ भनेर आरोप लगाइरहेछ तर हामी ढुक्कले बसिरहेछौँ। हामी भनिरहेछौँ हामी सफल छौँ किन एउटा संस्था हामी सफल छौँ होला सक्सेस होला तर त्यसको सिग्निफिकेन्स कुरो प्रभाव पार्ने कुरो अरूले जुन हाम्रो कामले गर्दा अरूलाई पर्ने कुरोमा चाहिँ फरक कुरो देखिरहेको छ यसको उत्तर खोज्नुपर्छ। यस रञ्जित सर।
Thank you. Before I proceed, I have a two part. What are the best international practice? Another one is how the credit union law can work. There are two parts. I will not take more than 40 minutes and give you the time for you to ask the question. Before I proceed, this is not a kind of question, but at least, who feel we need a credit union law? Financial cooperative law. Please raise your hand. This kind of study. Please raise your hand.
वित्तीय सहकारी ऐनबाट रेगुलेटेड हुन चाहनेहरूले हात उठाइदिनुस्।
Okay, wow. Half of the room, shall I suggest? Half of the room say they need financial cooperative law. Please remember, you say yes. I am going to do the presentation. After presentation, I will ask the same question. Whether you are going to raise your hand again or rest of the people will raise the hand again. I will recheck. Then we will take it.
यो समग्र प्रेजेन्टेसन पछि फेरि उही प्रश्न सोधिनेछ फेरि त्यति नै हात उठ्छ कि उठ्दैन त्यति बेला हेर्न बाँकी नै छ।
When we talk the best practices, this is not coming from the sky. Everybody knows this one. Who doesn't know this? Our delinquency ratio should be less than 5%. If you do not know, please raise your hand. Everybody knows.
तपाईलाई भाखा नागेको ऋण 5% भन्दा तल हुन पर्छ भन्ने कुरो थाहा छ? Everybody know.
You know. Now you are saying we need a cooperative law. We need a credit union law. Only different. If it is a credit union law, it's indicated in the law. If it is a cooperative law, it is a guideline of the operations. Now you see the difference.
अब वित्तीय सहकारी ऐन र अहिलेको सहकारीको निर्देशनमा कुरो चाहिँ यही नै हो। 5% भनेको 5% भन्दा तल नै हुनुपर्छ भन्ने कुरो हो तर त्यहाँ चाहिँ कानुन अदालतमा मुद्दा लाग्ने गरी व्यवस्था हुन्छ। अहिले चाहिँ निर्देशिका गाइडलाइन जस्तो लेभलमा व्यवस्था देखिन्छ।
Very frankly, within 20,000 courts, we can guarantee only access courts. Please raise your hand.
एक्सेसमा सहभागी संस्थाहरूले हात उठाइदिनु होला।
We can guarantee they have operating less than 5%. These are the courts. But not only that, you can see if you have a delinquency, there is a provisions allocations. This is international standard. You can see here, special mention 1 to 3 months, 10%, and substandard around 35%, 3 months to 6 months, and the doubtful 65%, and the loan losses 100% over 12. But we have terminated in the first very simple manner. Less than 12 months, only 35%, and over 12 months, 100%, and based on the Rasta Bank, only all the good loans, 1%. I can recall the memory. We had a good memory in Dulik Hell when we are conducting the training program, 1997, the first time the Pearls. There was a gentleman. He's a principal. He's a very respected person. We had a headache, argument. Pearls cannot be done in Nepal. Pearl is not possible to do that. But finally, he's the now writer of the pearls. Who's his name? Mr. Gyagya Dungal. He is a Janasatechana chairman. He is a respected person. Now he is a writer. He admits we need a prudential standard. How we bring this SACCOS up to this level? Now we need to move forward. Next level. Don't tell you don't know what is the meaning of charge off. Everybody knows very clearly word. What does it mean in charge off? But you are pretending. If you charge off, our member will feel that we have deducted from the group, they will not pay. You have a lot of stories. Charge off meaning if you are not maintaining that portfolio. I think Rishi, we have earlier our speaker also mentioned 3 P's. One is the portfolio quality. So he also mentioned about here. Look at here, portfolio. It is a charge off over 12 months. Very clear. Quarterly we need to write off, charge off, and then we need to maintain the write off. This we have to maintain the credit union reportings. We are not doing this. These are the best practices. Why we are not doing? I know the reason. Why? Your profitability will go down. I work almost 40 years. You want to show to the member, you need to cheat in the members. We pay higher dividends. You are not making the profit because it really cost. If the members has not paid, this has to be charged. You want to translate? Okay, please. Okay. Yes. You are the spokesman.
Spokesman, another person.
Okay.
हामीले वास्तवमा अघि नै पनि भन्यौं जुन हामीले भाखा नआएको ऋणको जोखिम खर्च लेख्ने कुरो वित्तीय सहकारी ऐन आएपछि नयाँ कुरो आउँदैन त्यही कुरो अनिवार्य भएर आउँछ गर्नै पर्छ त्यसरी नै यो चार्ज अफको कुरो सायद धेरैलाई भन्न पर्दैन चार्ज अफ राइट अफको बारेमा हामीले कुरा गरेका छौं तर हामीले अहिले गरिराखेको छैन क्वार्टरली चार्ज अफ गर भन्छ अघि नै सरले भन्ने सक्नुभयो 55 सालको तालिममा पढाएको अहिले चाहिँ हामी 80 साल भइसक्यो त्यही पर्स पढाइरा छौं चार्ज अफ गर्नुस् भनिरा छौं अहिले पनि हामी के गरिरा छौं जसरी पनि जोखिम खर्च मिलाएर लेखेर डिभिडेन्ड चाहिँ माथि माथि गरिरा छौं किन त्यो भइरा छ त्यो संस्थालाई हामीले चिट गरिरा छौं मेम्बरलाई हामीले धोका दिइरा छौं हामीले स्ट्यान्डर्डलाई फलो गरिरा छैनौं हामीले बचत ऋण सहकारी ऐन चाहिन्छ भन्दा यो अचिभ गर्न सक्छौं भन्ने आँट पनि हामीमा चाहिन्छ हामीले त्यो अचिभ गर्नै पर्छ यो किन असम्भव भन्ने छैन अघि नै सरले भन्नुभयो पहिला पढाउँदाखेरि हुनै सक्दैन नेपालमा यस्तो कुरो पनि नेपालमा लागू हुन्छ भन्ने सरले नै आफैले किताब लेखेर पल्स चाहिन्छ भन्नुहुन्छ भने अहिलेको ग्रोथमा त्यो फाइनान्शियल कोअपरेटिभ भनेको नयाँ च्यालेन्ज हो वित्तीय स्ट्यान्डर्डलाई अनिवार्य मान्न पर्ने कुरा हो र त्यसलाई नै फोकस हो फेरि हामीले के चाहिँ नयाँ कुरो हो भन्ने चाहिँ यो प्रस्तुतिमा नखोज्नु होला यो चाहिँ कुरो चाहिँ पुरानै हो तर यसलाई अनिवार्य गर्ने लेभलमा चाहिँ कानुनी लेभलमै लैजान पर्ने कुरो चाहिँ वित्तीय सहकारी ऐनले गर्छ
Our topic is best international practices. That is the title.
यो वित्तीय सहकारी ऐनको मूल मर्म अथवा उद्देश्य बेस्ट प्र्याक्टिस हुन्छ अथवा बेन्चमार्क भनेको चाहिँ बेस्ट प्र्याक्टिस हुन्छ वित्तीय क्षेत्रमा जे चाहिँ बेन्चमार्क आउँछ मूल अभ्यास आउँछ त्यो कुरो स्वीकार्छु भन्ने कुरा पनि वित्तीय सहकारी ऐन चाहिन्छ भन्ने कुरासँगै आएको हुन्छ
You know very well. Is there anybody here our net institute? What does it mean net institutional capital? If you do not know, please Raise your hand, don't be shy. This is the accumulations of your surplus year by year. This is the only money belong to the cooperative, credit unions. The rest of are all the liabilities. Even in your balance sheet, you put the share capital, is a liability, it's not the equity. But matter of our accounting system, we put as a share capital. But not like other banking institution. Banking institution share capital cannot withdraw. You have to sell in the stock market. Now you see the difference. This is only the second line of your protections. You believe or not, rapations, everybody knows. Unlimited liability is not allowed to share the dividends unless they accumulate your capital adequacy. Now it is in the guidelines. If it is come to the credit union law, it's a mandatory, you cannot give the dividend unless otherwise you reach 10% of the institutional capital. That's the difference. Now everybody is asking very panic, we need a credit union law, we need a credit union law. That is the regulator has a power. If you do not reach the 10% capital adequacy, no dividend, no interest, you have to maintain. Is it clear to everyone? Please.
Translation, yes. हामीले सबैजनाले सबैको मुखबाट सुनेका पनि छौँ, भनिराखेका छौँ। बचत ऋण सहकारी हैन अथवा वित्तीय सहकारी ऐन चाहिन्छ, क्रेडिट युनियन एक्ट चाहिन्छ, नाम जे होस्। त्यो सँगै पछाडिका यी दायित्वहरू पनि बिर्सिन हुँदैन। शुद्ध संस्थागत पुँजी 10% नपुर्याइकन डिभिडेन्ड बाँड्न पाइदैन भन्यो भने हामी सक्छौँ?
So they are happy.
Yes.
Very good. I will go the next. All you know very well. Now you see, I don't need to come here. International best practices. Non-earning asset, less than 5%. You know very well.
यो अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय अभ्यास यहाँलाई थाहा छ? नकमाउने सम्पत्ति 5 भन्दा कम हुनुपर्छ। 5 भन्दा बढी हुने कोही हुनुहुन्छ? 5% भन्दा बढी हुने।
Now, if it is a Credit Union Act, another very important. Credit Union Act will not monitor by cooperative department. It's not the Ministry of Cooperative. It's going to be the Ministry of Finance. And there will be a separate financial regulations commissions. They will be the people who are doing supervision and monitoring. I am not frightening to you. That's the truth. Is it clear? And you will not able to have your non-earning asset. More than 5% is clear. This one is another important part. What is saying that pricing, entrepreneurial rates. This is called the market rate. And the central bank is called the prime rates. You are obliged to follow under the financial cooperative law. But the SACCOS cooperative law registrar will not come. They say, okay, you can keep on the margin only 6%. 6% margin? Yes. Correct. And they have given a capital ceiling only now you can charge only for the 16% for the loan. They have given a capital. That's all. But we need the cost of funds. When you put the pricing, this is a very good question I'm coming. Operational cost, the provision for the loan losses and accumulation of the reserve. Today morning there was a very debating question. I really want to raise the hands, but there are so many questions about HR. If you give the peanuts, I told monkeys are coming. You cannot acquire the qualified first-class people based on your salary structure. Like a chicken and eggs. You are very inefficient, you cannot make a profitable. So nothing, it's not the big magic, it's not the rocket science. It's not the rocket science. You have to look at the efficiency of the organization and then you can put it the people and you have to be profitable to run the organization. That is why we have a lot of governance costs. Please don't get annoyed with me. I'm sure these whole rooms are only for the chairman, not the chairman, managers. We have a lot of governance costs. We call it democracy costs. If you accumulated all the democracy costs, coming to the committee meeting, board meeting, another meeting, another meeting, it is enough to hire another half of the staff, almost. Very high common cost. So that is why we are inefficient. You cannot operate if it is under the credit union law. Need translation? No. Very clear.
यो कस्टको कुरा हामीले गर्यौं, हामीलाई थाहा छ स्यालेरी स्ट्रक्चरमा बदाम मात्रै किन्न पुग्ने पैसा भयो भने त्यही लेभलको मान्छे मात्रै आउँछ भन्ने कुरा आयो। खर्च निस्किन्छ, सुशासनको खर्च निस्किन्छ, साधारण सभा बैठक यी कुराहरू सबै फेरि चल्ने बेलामा प्राइम रेट अथवा एउटा कुनै रेट सेट फाइनान्शियल कोअपरेटिभमा अथवा सेन्ट्रलली जुन सेट हुन्छ त्यो भन्दा बाहिर चल्न पाइदैन। वित्तीय सहकारी ऐन आयो भने कम या बढी गएर हिड्न पाउने दिन रहँदैन।
Okay, Access Corps, you can talk with the Access people, a mentoring program, you have a probations program. So we have what called the productivity curve in organization. One staff, at least 300 members, active members. You need to categorize your membership. Dormant members, don't put it there. If any credit union, your staff ratio 1 to 300 are not maintaining productivity, you will not able to maintain the operational cost. Your efficiency is going down. Another ratio of international best practices you are asking from me, that is that operational cost average should be less than 5% of the total asset. So you can see, but when you look at our Access Bank Corps, so they also 3%, 4%, they don't go up over 5%. So they are good on dates to come. Okay, no need. These are another crucial part. The credit unions are not taking very much care about the liquidity. Liquidity ratio should be at least a 50%. You can see the ratio to liquidity asset and minus in the short term payables and the total deposit. You are well aware. You have gone through Pearl's training many times, but we don't put it to practice. You can see this is a World Council recommendation. If you need all this technical document, I can give to you. Maybe Mr. Lama can be set a chair and I can give the document. He can circulate it with you. You can give to our Sanjay. He is the program coordinator of this. So you can share. These are all well known. Let's part this one. This is a very important part of the diversity. Limit the risk for the concentrations. It's very important in the one or few related law. We don't practice this one. You can see here the working recommendations for the maximum amount of the related, the aggregated loan of the credit, be the less than 10% or the credit union total asset of the 25% of the institutional capital. So I see the three areas for the area. Another one is the geographical sector, another one is the industrial sector, another one is called the signal name, individual people. Honestly, we do not care this one. We have seen the largest credit union, they have concentration only one sector, it's a very high risk. But when I'm going to explain about the financial regulatory law, you are not able to do that. They have to put that on the distribution. Another one very quickly, because we don't want to take much time because I need to give some time for you. This also everyone knows. What is that? Non-financial operations. Not less than 5%. Yeah. Very good. You can see here that the working recommendation, the non-financial investment, not exceed 5% of the total assets. These are known very well. Yes or no? You are aware of these ratios, correct? Sorry? Hello? Credit union? Happy family? Are you aware of this ratio? Yes. Yes. Are we practicing this one? No. Thank you so much. Say no, yes. But we don't care. Honestly, we don't care. Okay, let's go this part. Then we can go ahead. This is a very important part about how the credit union can borrow the external capital. These are the best practices. If your institutional capital less than 8%, no external loan. Is it clear? Your institutional capital 8 to 10%, you can have a maximum 5% loan. Institutional capital greater than 10 or not to 12%, you can get only 10%. Greater than 12%, maximum you can get only 50%. Probably this might be the new for you. Only this matter up to now, I bring the only new thing to you. The rest, all you aware. But are we practicing this one?
Vice versa.
Yes?
Vice versa.
Okay? You go other way around. You need to translate quickly.
यहाँ चाहिँ संस्थागत पुँजी हुनेले चाहिँ ऋण लिन मिल्छ भन्ने कुरा आयो। हाम्रो चाहिँ संस्थागत पुँजी नहुनेहरूले चाहिँ ऋण लिएको देखिन्छ।
Okay? Okay. Don't wait. If you have any questions, please write down and send it to me while we are doing presentation so we can answer. Don't wait for that. This is perhaps the new. You might be not heard about Basel II. This is the, if you are going to be in the financial law, this is a mandatory. But most of the World Council is not recommending. If you do not have a strong supervision mechanism in your country, it's not recommended. What is the really Basel? This is all the banks people aware of the Basel. It is very clearly 2004. Basel is, let me know, how many people know the Basel? It's all the banking sector, central banks, and coming with the agreement what should be our standard, prudent standard. So you can see that there are Basel II, there are 3 levels of assessment. Quantitative requirements, and governance and supervision, and disclosure and transparency. And they have how to calculate, how to use, how to report. These are things now, very frankly, our access course. Last January, we had a 2-day meeting. We are going to agree, starting from this year, risk-based capital adequacy ratios. Because they are large cooperative, our PERS P1, P2 is not enough. They have to go. I'm very happy. This is a self-regulation. They all agreed. They're going to weight it. They are risk exposure. I'm going to explain a little later what is the risk exposure. This is might be new, but I'm not going to have a technical meeting, this one, but this is overview. I can give to you the source of information to study. So if you are looking for the best practices in the credit union, Australia, Canada, US, Europe, Australia, any country, they are following the Basel too.
बासेल अभ्यास गर्ने त हामी छैनौँ। सायद सेन्ट्रल ब्याङ्कको सुपरभिजनमा बस्ने संस्थाहरू हुनुहुन्थ्यो होला। 2 बाट हो सुपरभिजन गरेको बासेल, अहिले 3 गइसकेको छ। एक्सेसमा हामीले यो वर्षबाट या ग्रिडमा बासेल या ग्रिड जाने भनेर हामी सेल्फ रेगुलेसन जुन सो नियमनको तर्फबाट हामीले चाहिँ कमिटमेन्ट गरेका हौं। एक्सेस साकोसमा हामीले अघिल्लो फेब्रुअरीमा बस्दाखेरि तर यो सबै कुरो जुन बासेलको कुरो छ, वर्ल्ड काउन्सिलले म्यान्डेटरी त भनिसकेको होइन, तर जुन वित्तीय क्षेत्रमा देखिएको प्रुडेन्शियल स्ट्यान्डर्ड संसारभरि प्रयोग हुने जुन बासेल 3 को कुरो छ, त्यो बासेल 3 पनि हामीले मान्नलाई सक्षमता अथवा तयार हुनुपर्छ वित्तीय सहकारी ऐन आउँदाखेरि।
I hope this is enough for you to think about international best practices. Now I am moving to the next part. Everybody excited, saying that our cooperative law is not enough. We need what they call credit union law, financial cooperative law. There are different meanings. One is the bottom line. I explained to the Rishi also yesterday. When you say financial cooperative law, Central Bank will not allow, okay, please go with the cooperative. It's come to the mainstream. Then it's come under the financial law in the country. When we talk in the credit union in Australia, we call the USA, we have Canada, they don't have a separate credit unions. They are regulated under the Financial Service Commission. Only the registration. All the norms, practices, benchmark, prudential standard, similar to the banking. That is why today Australia cannot organize a new credit union. Capital adequacy, basic requirements are very high. If you come to here, take example, assuming, luckily today new president is going to be elected, maybe let's see, president agenda will be the bringing the financial law to tomorrow, within end of this month approve, assuming. Okay, there will be a grace period. Everybody happy. End of the March, we have the financial cooperative law. It's clearly indicated, given a period 2 years time, all the 20,000 SACCOS has to go under the financial law. Is it clear to everyone? So now is that how existing credit union under the strengthening the regulatory framework. New law or set of regulations should be defined the license requirement. It will clearly indicate that these are the corps eligible to get the license for mobilizing the savings from the members and public. Now, mutual health, self-help, no. This is you have to get a license to mobilize the money. But now you get the registration, you are mobilizing the money as exactly the same as the banking institutions. Is it clear? Now again say that to receive the license, the credit union must comply. These are the things. Standard accounting reporting system. You cannot have your own accounting. We have a reporting system. They will describe. And again we'll say what? External auditors, compulsory, and has to do that. Capital adequacy, which we explained earlier, Basel 2, risk-weighted capital adequacy is required, minimum of 12%. Another one is a fully funded provision for all the losses, loan losses. Is it clear? Language is clear. And liquidity standards. Is it clear? Okay, another one is the limits of the non-earning asset. I explained to you. Internal control and credit collection and savings policies. You cannot go beyond that prime rate. Is it clear in the translation? No need.
बचत ऋण सहकारी ऐन क्रेडिट युनियन एक्ट आएपछि सबैभन्दा महत्त्वपूर्ण बुदा चाहिँ यो लाइसेन्सिङ भन्ने व्यवस्था हुन्छ। बचत ऋण सहकारी ऐन आएको दिन अहिले भएको उहाँले भने 20,000 हाम्रो 13,000 होला या कति हुन्छ बहुउद्देश्य, ती सबै चाहिँ ठ्याक्कै अहिले क्रेडिट युनियन एक्ट भित्र गइहाले भन्ने होइन। जो जसले स्ट्यान्डर्ड पूरा गर्छ होला 2 वर्ष 4 वर्ष 3 वर्ष कति ऐनमा तोकिन्छ त्यो व्यवस्था भित्र अनिवार्य त्यो क्षेत्रमा छिरिसक्नु पर्छ, त्यो लाइसेन्सिङमा आइसक्नु पर्छ। र त्यो मात्रै सुपरभिजन र मेन स्ट्रिममा रहन्छ। अरु चाहिँ नआउन पनि पाउने हुन सक्छ अथवा आउन नसक्ने पनि हुन सक्छ। रजिस्ट्रेसन अथवा रजिस्ट्रारको अफिस र रेगुलेसन र सुपरभिजन फरक हो। उहाँले अघिदेखि त्यही भनिराख्नु भएको छ। रजिस्ट्रेसन अथवा दर्ता गर्ने अधिकारी अथवा रजिस्ट्रारको अफिसले रेगुलेसन र सुपरभिजनको पार्ट चाहिँ फाइनेन्सियल कोअपरेटिभको अहिले जुन मूल प्रवाहको फाइनेन्सियल संस्थाहरूको गर्नुपर्ने छ त्यो गर्न कठिन छ। त्यसकारणले वित्तीय सहकारीले कम्प्लिटली ब्याङ्किङ जस्तै अघि भन्यो नि, उहाँले भन्दै हुनुहुन्थ्यो सेम ब्याङ्कभन्दा फरक हुँदैन। दर्ता सहकारी दर्ता कार्यालयमा हुन्छ, तर रेगुलेसन कम्प्लिटली मूल प्रवाहको वित्तीय संस्थालाई जसरी गरिन्छ त्यही तरिकाले गर्ने गरी मात्रै वित्तीय सहकारी ऐन आउँछ। यो अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय अभ्यास पनि यही नै हो, अस्ट्रेलियामा पनि यही नै हो, क्यानाडाको केस पनि यही नै हो। दर्ता सहकारी विभागमा वा दर्ता गर्ने अधिकारीले दर्ता गरिदिनुहुन्छ, रेगुलेसन सुपरभिजनको पाटो मूल प्रवाहको वित्तीय संस्थाको सुपरभिजन जसरी हुन्छ जुन स्ट्यान्डर्डबाट हुन्छ त्यही बाटोबाट जान्छ। र त्यही कारणले यो लाइसेन्सिङ भन्ने शब्द धेरै महत्त्वपूर्ण छ। जुनसुकै बेला लाइसेन्स चाहिँ गायब हुन सक्छ।
So this is a very clear factor which is called sound financial systems needs for country progress. Whether it's a cooperative or non-cooperative, MFI, if you do not have very clearly sound financial system, that has to admit. We're here all over the world experience. Only 5 minutes, okay. I'll go faster, okay. Why is it too much time, okay. You see, unfair to me, they're asking 5 minutes, okay. Can you do the 10 minutes? Okay. I have. Okay, I forget what I'm going to say. The financial system, without financial system, no country progress. Is it clear? Okay. Translate then. You need a quick translation, okay? Okay. This is a very important, a critical element of the sound and stable financial system for developed and developing nation is the presence of the strong financial cooperative sector. This is a very impact. Very important, critical element of the sound, stable financial system. That is the issue. Here, our system is not strong and stable. No lack of supervision, lack of monitoring. That is the biggest issue. Nothing wrong with the law. Our regulatory frameworks there, but no one to supervise. Cooperative department has no way to do that. I have a proposal to you. Okay, quickly translate. No.
Developing को फरक साउन्ड फाइनेन्शियल स्ट्यान्डर्डमा छ। जब स्तरीय वित्तीय प्रणालीमा हामी हुँदैनौँ त्यसले चाहिँ देशको अवस्थालाई पनि प्रतिनिधित्व गर्दो रहेछ। सबै कुरा कानुनमा छ। हिजोदेखि हामीले सुनिरहेछौँ कानुनमा के छैन, यो के नपुग्या हो, तर सबै कुरा मूल कुरा के हो भने सबै कुरा नै कानुनमा छ। तर हामीले कति मानेका छौँ, मानेका छैनौँ र कति स्तरीय तरिकाले मानेका छौँ भन्ने चाहिँ महत्त्वपूर्ण हो। र कतिले मानेका छौँ, कतिले मानेका छैनौँ। त्यही कुरा नि 100% मान्ने संस्था पनि होला अनि मान्दै नमान्ने पनि होला। त्यस्तो तरिकाले चाहिँ यो वित्तीय सहकारी ऐन भन्ने चाहिँ चल्दैन। यो सबैलाई मूल प्रवाहकै लेभलमा हुन्छ, त्यसको लागि चाहिँ वित्तीय सहकारी ऐन बनायो।
Okay, I'll make it very clearly. Here you can see very important, any regulation, whether it's a cooperative or financial regulation, is very important. Supervision is a crucial, it's very important. Establish the sound financial. The issue is not the what law. Supervision and monitoring is the issue. That is the clear factor.
वित्तीय सहकारी ऐन होस् या सहकारी ऐन होस् या अरू कुनै नामको ऐन होस्, मूल कुरो भनेको वित्तीय कारोबार गर्ने हो भने अनिवार्य सुपरिवेक्षणमा, त्यो पनि लाइभ सुपरिभिजनमा काम हामीले जे काम गर्छौँ तुरुन्तै हाम्रो रेगुलेटरलाई थाहा हुने गरीको सुपरभिजनमा बस्नुपर्ने हुन्छ। त्यो चाहिँ अर्को महत्त्वपूर्ण मुद्दा हो।
Okay, these are the very clear. These are the country I can put it. Trinidad and Tobago is a very critical, like a similar to like a Nepal. Earlier 2005, they have a cooperative law. They converted to the credit union law. So recently, and other country has a different stages. These are the country I can show to you where have a credit union law or financial regulatory law. Here, very important part is again compliance. The element is a legislation, is a compliance must be you. It's not the regulator. Take example, if you are driving, if you have traffic rule is given, driver responsibility, moral responsibility is to follow the regulations. In the same, the traffic rules. It's not once you make an accident, that's the time you will feel I violated. But we need to follow our own existing regulations. That is, we need to do that. Okay, I will go very quickly. When it comes to the credit union law, there are 3 levels of the law. One is a prudential regulations. Another one is a proportional regulation, which is need to make a provisional part. Another one, third is a predictability, that means in the future risk is able, what need to do that is included in not today risk, what are the provisions and future. There are law is included in the credit union law. No need, they know very well. About the foundation, I will go very quickly. Let's give impact. Okay, I explain about this is the impact of the immediately. If you think tomorrow you get it the law, mind visualizing. This will be immediate effect. 20,000 SACCOS will become a 2,000. This is going to happen. Now you can see I am doing the predicting. That means the regulator said this is a cooperative has to close down. That within 2 years period, and you have to merge it. That's going to happen to Nepal country because the regulator cannot supervise 20,000 cops. They say 2,000 cops. Another one. Hereafter, no more new cops can be registered. You have to go to the branch or amalgamations is required. Another one is the minimum capital requirements and the business license has to be renewed. This is going to happen to you. Another one is the compliance with the regulations and sound financial system. Prudential standard. Fit and proper. There will be a fit and proper for the governance for excellence. Another one is it again, failure to meet the standards, losing, what is your losing? Autonomy, independence, democracy, no more. Regulator will come and take it. That's only. Is it clear? So if you get a credit union law, within the 2 years period, I am not frightening to you. Since you are not practicing yourself, you saying that we are not regulated, we need a new law. Yes, new law come. New law not with the same parents, different parents. That's going to be a financial regulation council. Let me jump way forward. My proposal to you. I get this internally. NAP school or NCPI together, don't matter for me, go out to your regulator, register. Select the last 200 really SACCOS. We'll do that. These are the self-regulations. Come under this. Whatever be the best practices which I have to you, only basis we need to put into there. and we need to adhere to the existing regulations. Mandatory. No exaggerations, but fit and proper, and go. It's very important, fit and proper. Everybody knows biggest problem in the SACCOS, it's covered under the table. Is it true? Is it true? Never bring into the table because they are sitting in the table. That's what they put under the table. That nobody wants to talk. Even I doesn't want to talk. Because this is fit and proper. Cooperative will not fail because of only the financial crisis. Financial crisis started with the governance crisis. Is it true? Okay, now you can see, develop again the supervision of the federations. Tell to the regulators, we give the delegated supervision. Let's go pilot basis, 2 years period. But you need to open the book, you need to give the transparency, you need to tell us what you are doing. That exactly you need to do my proposal to you. So then we have a best practices. Then we will advertise and put the newspaper. These are 200 corps are regulated internally by NAPSCO or NCBL, doesn't matter, or cooperative department, separate committee, whatever. Is it clear? Another one, very clear prudential standard. This is exactly the same as Kenya. Kenya has called SACCOS. You can see that Kenya registered in the cooperative, but they have a regulated cooperative and unregulated cooperative. This model might be good. So there is still smaller cooperative, let them to grow. Large cooperative are only controlled and managed by federations and departments. This is my way forward to you to bring to home. Now who needs credit union law again? I will ask the same question to you now. Now you can see. Now the left hand has come up. Congratulations to you. I will not take much of your time. I will be back to the podium. Thank you.